mom, the director Michelle, also sent me dailies while I was going to college and they were out shooting. Sent me dailies of stuff to just sort of like mash my teeth onto and practice, just getting a feel for and putting stuff onto, so that when the first draft came, I could just hit the ground running.
Joe, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. I appreciate it.
Of course, thanks for being here.
Absolutely. You Can't Run Forever is a lot of fun. It is so much fun. What brought you onto the project? What excited you to compose for it?
Well, just having a whole big ordeal with my family is an amazing thing. This is the first time that we've really done a thing that was intensely involving all of us. We've all worked together in various forms or another. Like, I've composed some short films that my sister has either been in or done. And my mom and dad have, they met acting on Broadway theater, and we've all done some things for various films and stuff before. But this was the first time that seriously we were all like involved intensely in the project together, and it was a blast, man. It was an insane experience that yeah, I'm just very grateful for.
So that's really cool. So this was a family affair, if you will.
100%. Yeah, the four of us, my mom directed, my dad acted in it, my sister acted in it, my uncle did the job of 11 producers, my aunt was on legal, my family friend co-wrote it. Like, it was very in-house for a lot of family and friends. Yeah.
That is so cool. Yeah, that is really exciting to be able to bring the family together and make something special like this because
Yeah, that's what it's
this
all
isn't.
about.
Sorry, go ahead.
That's what it's all about.
Absolutely, and it's such a ride. Now, as a composer, I was wondering for you, like, what sort of vibe were you trying to create within the film? What were you looking for in terms of music to bring out of these characters?
Yeah, well, I was lucky enough to have a lot of time to prepare, because we were all knowing that this was going to be a project that we were going to be involved in very early on. So by the time the first draft of the script was done, like, my dad and my sister had seen many versions of it, and I saw the final one, and then then went to the location scouting, actually, in like pre-production, to just record a bunch of field sounds and then kind of get a Rolodex of stuff that I could potentially may or may not use for the score, and I ended up using a good amount of it. And my mom, the director Michelle, also sent me dailies while I was going to college and they were out shooting. Sent me dailies of stuff to just sort of like mash my teeth onto and practice, just getting a feel for and putting stuff onto, so that when the first draft came, I could just hit the ground running. So the preparation as far as when I had the movie was very minimal, because all of it was done like pre-production.
So yeah, I mean, you guys, your family has built this, so I imagine that you had a vision for what style of music, and how you wanted to bring that in from the very beginning. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a collaborative process when it was, when we were in the thick of it. But I had plenty of time to sort of develop some ideas for, themes of characters or soundscapes for different, like, physical areas of in the movie, or like emotional areas, whether we're talking about fear or we're talking about love or we're talking about whatever it may be. I had a lot of time to sort of, yeah, have a mental Rolodex of sounds and feelings and stuff, so that when, I get the full thing, I could kind of just, have a template that then I can think creatively, and then if something doesn't work, I can change it. But the starting piece is kind of already there. If I'm working with Wade, I have some sounds that are sort of Wade's, and if I have Miranda, I'm having some sounds that are Miranda, some sounds that are the woods, some sounds that are the Cooper's home and stuff like that. So yeah, it was a really, really, really of great benefit to me to have that pre-experience, in preparation.
I love that. I think that's so cool. I wanted to ask you about the final song, if you will, or Nothing Else Matters,
Yes.
because that's a fascinating. First of all, it's a beautiful version of it,
Yeah,
but
it is.
it's an interesting choice for a film like this to end off on. What led you to that, and how did that come together?
Well, I can't take credit for that actually because that was actually the editors used that song for temp music, and they they put temp music just to like fill in the space for an edit, a first draft of the movie, and that was one song that when we all heard it we were like, huh, that's kind of perfect, no? And then we just kind of couldn't remove it from the project file forever. And then as soon as things were layered in, we were like, I mean, this just makes too much damn sense to try and do something else with. So we just we just went with that one and thankfully got the rights to it. And yeah, Phoebe Bridgers does a beautiful cover of that Metallica song. So yeah, it is. I agree with you 100%, man. But I got to give credit where credit is due to the editors.
Absolutely. Well, it's honestly it's a perfect choice. I was like, that is a
100%.
fascinating.
Yeah.
It's like an exclamation point on the film
Right.
in a way.
Yeah.
It's interesting because within this film, there's, I mean, certainly with your dad's character who's just unhinged, uh,
Yeah.
which I before I get to this, I got to ask that what was that like watching him go postal over and over again?
Yeah. I
Because
mean,
he's not a good dude at all in this film. There's nothing.
no. And he's been not a good dude before
Sure,
in
of
things like
course.
Oz or Whiplash even. You could say he's not a good dude. But yeah, this is a different kind of not a good dude where it's just kind of a normal dude who is all of a sudden an unhinged dude, which was one of the things that was so compelling about the story itself, is that like, man, this is literally a normal person. This could happen to anyone. And the realism was something that was very striking. So, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to be professional and just be like, all right, well, let's approach this and see what we can do. But it's terrifying, man, for sure. It's terrifying.
Well, absolutely. Well, one of the things I see in this film too, there's a deeply rooted frustration with life and
Yeah,
the things that come our way.
yeah.
And I guess one of the questions was is what sort of things were you doing to embed that within the music?
Mm. Man, that's a great question, man. Thank you. Yeah, honestly, it's one of those things that the lamest answer is the real answer, where it just kind of happens because like he did such a great job that like I don't really have to do much, man. I just have to kind of like meet him where he's at, and where he's at is unhinged. So I just kind of have to support that. I don't have to be super over the top like this is so unhinged, this is so unhinged, listen to how unhinged
Right.
this is, because like he's doing it. I'll just lift him where he's already at. So um yeah, I mean, as far as like my approach to it, for real, again, just went back to like my basic Rolodex and then kind of shaped each scene and like throughout the movie as well, like with his character development to maybe make some sounds a little more just like crazy here and there, or like have some um things going on maybe more in the stereo image or what have you. Yeah, I don't think I've heard that question before, man. It's an interesting one because I really don't know if I can say much from my end, because it was really just I don't know, it just kind of came, it just kind of came because he's amazing.
And it works. It all brings it together. Like I said, this
Thank
film
you.
is just fun from start to finish. And honestly, Joe, it's a joy to speak with you. But what do you hope people take away from you? You can't run forever.
Well, I think that there's an amazing duality in the film, which I hope to support with the music as well, which is the duality between the absolute, like, worst, despicable human that's just like, why would he do this? He's just doing it because he can. And the absolute, like, love and power of family and perseverance. It's a story about like fighting for survival from both perspectives. Like he's trying to feel important and alive, and like he matters because he feels like he doesn't matter at all, and the family is trying to stay alive because they know that everything matters, and this is nothing else matters. Like the Metallica song at the very end, man, it goes full circle. So yeah, just the push pull between the two ends of the spectrum of Wade and Miranda, I think are really really cool, and that was one of the most fun things that I had with the music was creating that duality.
Honestly, the film's a blast with a solid soundtrack. Thank you so much for the time. I look
Thank
forward to
you. Thank you.
seeing.
Kind words.
I appreciate it. I appreciate the time, and honestly, I look forward to seeing what's next from the Schumacher Simmons clan, and
Same. Me
going
too.
from there.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Appreciate it.